Empowerment.
Life-changing. Passion.
Enlightening.
The beginning.
I started in SkillsUSA, which was VICA, V-I-C-A, back in 1978, where I was a student at William Davies Career and Technical High School. And I was in cosmetology, and our teacher had us compete. And what we had to do in cosmetology was to do an updo and do a haircut. Learning the leadership back then as a junior was wonderful. Being put in that position made me very proud. I remember that I was very proud that I got to be a state secretary.
I competed in culinary arts in my junior year to the state level. My senior year, I actually competed in commercial baking, won at the state level, and went to nationals. I finished within the top 10 at nationals. In that year, it was in Kentucky. Every single person, whether you're a student, an advisor, an instructor at a vocational school, the state directors, everyone wants you to succeed. No matter what you do, they want you to succeed, and they're there to push you and to help you. And even as a student, you know, your regular peers are all there doing the same thing, and they want you to succeed as well.
Being a state officer, it was probably one of the most memorable times in my life. I mean, we had a lot of responsibilities in terms of meetings and, you know, performance duties and things like that that came along with the position. But the parts that stick out for me are really the relationships that were formed from that time. And some of those people that I was an officer with at that time, they're still my best friends now.
And I was always very nervous, very timid, and didn't speak a lot. So I remember when I first went for my weekend training, and Mike Sawa and Mr. Carosi was really trying to drag it out of me. And I remember being so frustrated at the beginning of the day and trying to get it out. And by the end of the weekend, I remember feeling so good at the end. I mean, there were all kinds of other different moments, but I think that one was very memorable. It was our first training weekend.
Full effect of SkillsUSA goes a lot beyond just the vocational and career and technical schools. It trickles down to your communities. It trickles down to your relationships. It trickles down to the career path you want to take for yourself. I learned dedication, I learned leadership, I learned commitment. SkillsUSA taught me how to grow up and become the adult that I needed to be, that I needed to mold myself into.
I did just about every competition that Health Careers offered, which really prepared me well for my search for college and prepared me well for my interviews because my specialty was the job interview contest. And I actually ended up going to Brown University, and I'm currently studying to be a doctor there, so I'm pre-med at the moment. I don't think that I would be at Brown University today if it weren't for SkillsUSA.
Dedication.
Incredible.
Enlightening.
You get to know yourself.
I was a state officer for Newport Area Korean Technical Center in '05. I went to Kansas City as a state delegate also in '05. Since then, I was in Iraq and Afghanistan for the military, serving as a computer systems administrator. When I was with SkillsUSA, I got to work well under pressure, which when I was in the military helped me out a lot more because when we first started training, I wasn't afraid to actually just go out there and just get done what needed to get done. When I got deployed to Iraq, there was this container that had about 40 computers in it that were deemed unrepairable. I actually went to these computers after being there for a few months, took them all apart, and was able to get 20 working computers out of them. It saved the military close to $20,000.
I'm a person who loves to help, and community service is a big part of SkillsUSA. I've become a lot more outgoing. I've become out of my little clamshell. I see all the opportunities that I would have just walked by before.
It just taught me how to speak in front of people, because before SkillsUSA, I would not stand up in front of more than 3 or 4 people. SkillsUSA is the best experience I've ever had.
Thank you, SkillsUSA.
Thank you, SkillsUSA.
Thank you, SkillsUSA, for challenging me and making me feel like I can do anything I want.
Thank you, SkillsUSA.
Thank you, SkillsUSA.
Thank you, SkillsUSA, for inspiring me to be the best person that I can be.
Thank you, SkillsUSA.
Thank you, SkillsUSA.